Distinguished Senator Akpabio, GCON, Senate President. Distinguished Senate President, submission of Federal Government of Nigeria's 2025-2027 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper. It is with pleasure that I forward herewith the 2025 to 2027 Medium-Term Expenditure Framework and Fiscal Strategy paper, MTEF and FSP, for the kind consideration and approval by the Senate. The 2025-2027 MTEF and FSP was approved during the Federal Executive Council meeting of 10th day of November 2024. The Senate is invited to note that as the 2025 budget of the Federal Government of Nigeria will be prepared based on the parameters and fiscal assumptions of the approved 2025 to 2027 MTEF and FSP, it is imperative to seek National Assembly's expeditious legislative action on this submission. While I trust that the Senate will consider the passage of this submission expeditiously, please accept, distinguished Senate President, distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is referred to the committees on Finance and National Planning and Economic Affairs to revert to the Senate as soon as practicable. Clerk. Further correspondence from Mr. President. Distinguished Senate President, confirmation of appointment. I write in accordance with the provisions of Section 26, subsection 1 of the Pension Reform Act of 2014 to forward to the Senate for confirmation Omolala Bridget Olawararan as Director General, National Pension Commission. While I hope that the Senate will consider and confirm the nominee in the usual expeditious manner, please accept, distinguished senators, Senate President, the assurances of my highest consideration and regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is referred to the Committee on Establishment and Public Service Matters to revert to the Senate as soon as practicable. Further correspondence from Mr. President. Distinguished Senator Akpabio, GCON, President of the Senate, National Assembly Complex. Distinguished Senate President, request for the resolution of the National Assembly for the implementation of the new external borrowing of $1.767 610-321-779.00. That's about 2.209 billion US dollars, already enshrined in the 2024 Appropriation Act. So in accordance with the provisions of sections 21, subsection 1 and 27, subsection 1, the Debt Management Office, DMO, established Act 2003 and the approval of the Federal Executive Council, a right to request for a resolution of the National Assembly to raise the sum of 2.2 United States dollars provided as new external borrowing in the 2024 Appropriation Act to part finance the budget deficit of about 9.17 trillion. Mr. President has gone further to enumerate the implementation of the new external borrowing in the 2024 budgetary plan, the funding plan, financing options, summary of indicative terms and conditions, utilization of proceeds of the new external borrowing, required resolutions necessary, which is part of what it's doing, and so based on availability of costs, to issue Eurobonds in the sum of $1.7 billion or more, but not more than $2.2 billion approved as the external borrowing in the 2024 Appropriation Act. The Honorable Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, working with the Debt Management Office, they are all authorized to take all relevant and necessary actions required to give effect to this resolution of the National Assembly when approved. While looking forward to the kind consideration of this submission and timely issuance of the resolutions by the National Assembly, please accept the distinguished Senate President and distinguished Senators the assurances of my personal regards. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief, Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Summary of indicative terms and conditions for the issuance of the Eurobonds in the international capital market are attached. This is referred to the Committee on Local and Foreign Debts to bring back to the Senate within the next 24 hours. It's already enshrined. It is enshrined already in our 2024 borrowing plan. Distinguished Senator Wamako, the ball is in your court. Yes. Further correspondence from Mr. President. Distinguished Senators, distinguished Senate President, transmission of the National Social Investment Program Agency Establishment Amendment Bill 2024 for consideration of the National Assembly. Pursuant to Section 58, subsection 2 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, the National Social Investment Program Agency Establishment Amendment Bill 2024 for the amendment of the National Social Investment Program Act 2024. The purpose of the bill is to make the National Social Investment Register the primary targeting tool for the implementation of the social investment programs of government. This will ensure our social welfare programs are data-driven and implementation processes are transparent and well-targeted, dynamic, and effective in delivering social protection benefits to the vulnerable Nigerians. While hoping that the Senate will consider the submission in the usual expeditious manner, please accept, distinguished Senate President and distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So the bill is referred to the clerk of the Senate leader, for further necessary actions. Yes.
Mr. President.
Just a minute. Further correspondence from Mr. President. Request for the confirmation of appointment of commissioners for the Independent National Electoral Commission. Distinguished Senator Akpabio, GCON, Distinguished Senate President, request for confirmation of appointment of commissioners for the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. In compliance with the provisions of Section 154, subsection 1 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999 as amended, I am pleased to forward for confirmation by the Senate the appointment of the following 3 nominees as commissioners in the Independent National Electoral Commission. Number 1, Mr. Tukur Abdulrazak Yusuf, National Electoral Commissioner, National Electoral Commissioner, representing the Northwest. Professor Sunday Nwabam Aja, National Commissioner, representing the Southeast. Mr. Saseyi Jimmy Ibiemi, Resident Electoral Commissioner, representing Ondo State. While hoping that the Senate will consider and confirm the nominees in the usual expeditious manner, please accept, distinguished Senate President, distinguished senators, the assurances of my highest consideration. Yours sincerely, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, President, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. This is referred to the Committee on INEC and Electoral Matters to revert to this August Assembly as soon as practicable. Further correspondence from Mr. President. Distinguished Senator Godswill Akpabio, GCON, President of the Senate, distinguished Senate President, request for confirmation of the appointment of chairman and members of the governing board of the Northwest Development Commission. With the intervention of the Deputy Senate President, this is stepped down for further announcement. Leader of the Senate.